Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Mixed Texan Politics. Anti-capitalist pay what you can coffee shop in Toronto goes out of business after just 1 year. This guy started up this coffee shop in Toronto and has some of his options on the menu is pay what you can. So 5 cents, a dollar, that works. Who could have seen this coming? This is from Not the Bee, a coffee shop in Toronto called The Anarchist that describes itself as an anti-capitalist cafe, shop, and radical community space on stolen land. It's closing its doors after just 1 year in business. You just hate to see it. Closing down. Sad news. It's been amazing. Hope to see lots of you between now and the end of the month. Check out the website for full closing statement. We'll check that out in a second. Now let's watch a video about this place before we get to that.
This is a worker-owned, anti-capitalist, anti-colonial cafe, shop, and community space. Gabriel opened the space after leaving Vancouver due to its unwelcoming sense of classism. Though he never felt comfortable working in a coffee shop in BC, he knew if he were to have one of his own, it would have to adopt the values that occupy such a huge part of his life. A place devoted to radical leftist politics, revolution, ending capitalism, improving the world's economic system that benefits everyone and not just elites, and most importantly, sparking conversations that will help implement these ideas. Other than delicious coffee, which Gabriel is most definitely an expert in, the shop has a rich selection of progressive political books that he's selling at wholesale prices. I was happy to try some great light roast espresso here. I even tried my first espresso tonic, which is something of a micro-revolution in itself. I highly recommend paying a visit to Gabriel at 190 Jarvis Street, if not for great coffee, for even greater conversation. The Anarchist...
All right, now look, this coffee does look good. I'm sure he's a great barista. He's very good at his craft, but I can't support something like this. Now let's check out his website. Closing down. Sadly, the Anarchist will be closing its doors on May 30th. Let's read the statement here. It's been an amazing experience connecting with so many great community members, sparking desperately needed debate, raising the blood pressure of conservatives, that includes you, anarcho-capitalists and libertarians, fulfilling the dream of most service workers by not having to tolerate the presence of professional class traders, pigs and military. Wow. And experimenting with living and working in ways that don't enthusiastically embrace the pure misanthropy of capitalism. Unfortunately, the lack of generational wealth, seed capital from ethically bankrupt sources left me unable to weather the quiet winter storm. Or to grow in other ways need to be sustainable longer term. I like to say a huge thank you to Pop Coffee Works, my coffee supplier and landlords, for their generosity and patience. They could easily have sold this space or rented it for far more than twice what they have charged me. So this space wouldn't have existed without them. They roast the best coffee in the city, so please continue to support them if you buy coffee beans. I would like to thank my partners, friends, and family for their huge amounts of support, which I'd honestly be dead or at least unhoused by now. By awesome suppliers for providing the books, art, merch that have been such a huge part of what this place is, and all the customers who have given their very local and, of course, financial support over the past year. The Anarchist has been a huge success in every way that I hoped. It doesn't look that way if you're shutting down, buddy. And it's given me so much inspiration and education that I plan to put to use in the future projects. Keep an eye on the Instagram page and see what I end up doing next. F the rich, F the police, F the state, F the colonial death camp we call Canada. Solidaria Gabriel, aka the Anarchist. Oh boy. Now, this guy is dumb. This is a dumb guy here. He's anti-capitalist, but this is capitalism. Selling goods and services. I don't know what this guy's deal is. Check this out. Frequently asked questions. All right. This is where it gets interesting. Where did you get the investment capital, Vomit, to start the business? I didn't. Pop Coffee Works, who are my house roaster and landlord at the cafe, Sumi generously offered me to let me take over their pre-existing cafe for 6 months for free. After that, I'll be paying them a very discounted rent. Without their incredibly anti-capitalist generosity, the cafe would have never happened. And I would never have been able to afford to start my own business without selling my soul to some sketchy investors. So I had to pay for all the start. At the start was anything I wanted to sell, and the internet and the utilities. Even that was a lot more money than I had, but with the magic of credit card debt, I was able to get the ball rolling and have gradually been adding to the shop as things sell. So this dummy didn't want to go the traditional route of starting up a business. Because he's so against investors that he just decided to take on mountains of credit card debt to get this going. This is not he tried to go around the original way of doing it. Instead of saving up money, working, saving up money, getting investors, going to a bank and getting a business loan or things like that. He just wanted to get credit card debt. The magic of credit card debt is what he calls it. And I bet this guy won't even pay it back. And he wanted to sell things, which is capitalism. He wanted to sell merchandise in his store for money, but he is anti-capitalist. It doesn't make sense. Now check this out. But how can you be anti-capitalist if you sell things? His response is LOL. This is the problem with these morons. They try to. It's like AOC when she started selling T-shirts and things like that. But she's anti-capitalist. But capitalism is just that. You're creating a product. You're starting up a business. You're selling goods for money. So how can you call yourself anti-capitalist? But this guy tried to go around the traditional way. He wanted to get free rent from people, which is fine. And then he wanted to get the rent as a discounted rate. And he's paying for utilities, which that in itself is capitalism, because you're paying money to these businesses who provide internet services and utilities, and you give them money for their service to you. I mean, I'm glad to see this guy go out of business because he's just a moron. And, the saying goes, you go woke, you go broke. I know it's been said a lot, but take a look at some of his merchandise that he's been selling. This kind of stuff can only go so far. He has a sign on his door. This is nuts. I would never support a business like this. Now, look, this right here looks good. I'm not going to lie. That looks, well, I don't know. This looks good right here. This tonic coffee, which actually seems like a pretty good idea. I might actually try to make one myself. But I will never support a business like this. And this is why this dumb guy went out. Look, F. Bezos. Wow. Oh my gosh. I love seeing things like this. I love seeing these people go out of business because they get what they ask for. You want to go against capitalism, which has provided wealth for so many people and lifted so many people out of poverty, and you want to find ways to go around that, but you can't because you still are using capitalism. You're a small business owner. That's what capitalism is. You're able to start a business. You got funding from these credit cards instead of going a traditional way, but whatever, that's another story. And this is what happens when you try to go around it and when you're a woke moron like this guy. But I thought this story would be interesting to tell you guys. I'm going to end the video right there and get some more videos done here. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.